You're probably here because your wonderful black wolf tent is letting other things in apart from you, because this front zip doesn't zip up properly, somewhat like this. And you're probably thinking you've got to go and get a whole new zip put in, and quite rightly you'd be thinking that's quite expensive. Well, there might be a quicker way of fixing it. First thing you need to do is to look at the actual teeth on the zip all the way around and make sure there are none missing and they all look like they're in good working order, which is probably the case. And what that means is the problem is actually the zipper itself rather than the teeth. So we're going to replace this, which is pretty straightforward. So first of all, if you have a look inside the tent, get to it, there's some stitching on the end of the zip. This is one that I've put in before. As you can see, I'm not that good at sewing, but it's also temporary because these zips have a tendency of going quite frequently. So you just unpick the stitching here, and once you've got the end flap freed up, you'll see underneath a couple of clips which hold the end of the zip together. So what we need to do is to zip this up fully and take both zippers to the top, where we're going to detach them and put a replacement in. So you've got to back the zip up all the way to the first point at which it opens where it shouldn't, and then the zip, if you do it gently, should pull the whole teeth section together. Okay, so here we are. I've got both zippers up at the top. And you just need to unpick the other side so you can run both zippers off. And we just need to remove these metal pins here that stop the zip coming off the end. There it is. When you've got it out, just straighten those pins so they're easy to get back in. Now you need a replacement double tab zip. I think from memory it's number 8, which means it's for an 8mm zipper. And you need to make sure you get double tab ones, because otherwise you either won't be able to get out of your tent or won't be able to get in, depending on which side you put the tab. So there they are. And now we simply remove these, making sure that the zip is fully zipped up. Slide them off the end. Take care to note which way they face. They've got the flat ends both facing out. You need to make sure that the zippers are put on not only facing the correct way with the flat ends out, but also if you look at the end of the zipper on the flat end, you'll see that certainly on mine one half is bigger than the other, and those two halves need to be on the same side of the zip so that it zips up smoothly. I put them on the outside. I'm not sure whether it matters. I think it probably does. Because actually it would matter, because the underside of the zip has got cloth on, so it's flat, and the top half is rounded, so it's thicker. So the top half of the zip, which is facing outwards on these tents, needs to go underneath the larger half of the zipper. So if you find the zip's gone on but it's difficult to do up, it's because you've got it the wrong way around. This is a bit fiddly getting this zipper on, because the end of the zip teeth is actually cloth, which is difficult to get in through the closed flat end. So I've found it easiest to slide one side of the zipper on so that you can grab it on the other side to stop it from popping back off, and then bend the other side so that you can force it in like that. There we go. So now I've managed to get both teeth in on both sides. Once you've done that, you can slide the zipper back like that. And now we put the other side on, making sure you put it on the right way. So now we're putting the flat end facing the other direction. So hopefully this will be easier to slide these in. We're going to do this the same way. I'm going to put, in my case, the bottom one on first. So once you've done that, you take the metal clip that we removed earlier, and I've lost mine. Let's just find that. There we go. And put that through the end of the zip to make sure it doesn't come undone. And I just put some temporary stitching over the flaps because the original zipper on the tent lasted a number of years with fairly regular use throughout summer. The replacement zippers for some reason only seem to last about a year or two. I got them off eBay. It's the only ones I could find. I couldn't find them at Spotlight or anywhere, so it's possibly down to the quality of them. I'm not sure. And then once you're finished, test it, make sure it all looks good. Zip it all the way down, all the way back up. Zipper closes properly. And there's your fix. The problem, as far as I can see, seems to be because this has got quite a severe curve on it, and also the front of the tent is relatively taut, or can be depending on how you put the tent up. It puts a lot of strain on the actual zipper, and if you look inside the zipper you won't be able to see it on here, but inside at the point where it pulls the zips together, I can see it's worn all the paint off and a small amount of the metal has been worn away. So I can only think that that small wear stops it pulling the zips together reliably, and that seems to be borne out in reality because you can see these zippers work perfectly now. And as I mentioned, I've only been able to find some off eBay, and they didn't last as long as the originals, but once you get used to this it's not too difficult a repair. First time it's a bit of a pain. So just to recap, remember the tips are: use patience, remember that the zips have to go on not only facing with the flat ends out, but also with the larger half of the zip facing outwards from the tent. And that's about it. I hope that was of some use to you.